Greetings, blessings, peace, love, and light and darkness be unto you. Balance within this day. This is your girl, Galactic Empress Queen Kenya, coming to you live recorded with another Soulspiration. Um, Today, I have had a little bit of time to reflect on the last message that was brought forth by Spirit through the card reading that I did, the general oracle card reading that I did for the remainder of this year. And it's crazy, amazing how Spirit just speaks truth in our lives and things begin to unfold. Um, the message that was brought forth was that growth and expansion would definitely be happening throughout the remainder of the year. And I'm excited about that. However, you don't often know what that's going to look like, from day to day. And what I am finding is that it looks a lot different than what I expected it to look like. Um, yeah, so I'm here today to talk about that, to inspire your soul while I inspire my own soul and get it going with the revelations of the day. I'm outside today, as y'all can see and hear. I needed to be out in nature and just letting the sun get to me as much as possible. I haven't done this in a while, being outside with my recordings. I've been indoors a lot. I think I must start getting outside more because I need that. But anyway, growth and expansion in regards to relationships. Relationships meaning friendships, partnerships, romantic engagements, encounters, business partnerships, what have you. In this season, there is a lot, there will be, and there is a lot of shifting as far as elevation, growth, and ascension for us all. We have to do the work and look within to realize that things are changing because they're going to change regardless whether we are aware of it or not. It's change is inevitable and it's always happening with or without us. So as it begins to happen within your life, within yourself, within your relationships and connections with people, it's up to you to really delve deep within that spectrum of change. So recently I have had my own experiences within connections and relationships with people, just looking deeper within myself and realizing that there have been some scenarios, conversations to come up, whereas I have been triggered. Now, a lot of times when people are triggered in conversation or engagement or interactions with other people, they're not even aware that they're triggered. Sometimes I don't even realize that I'm triggered until after the fact, or, I figure it out within the moment. Um, this is a journey. It's a journey for all of us, and nobody's perfect, although we might strive to be. Ain't nobody perfect. And your perception of things is not my perception of things. And like I said, always, when I get on here, I'm on here to share my life experiences and to be transparent as much as possible, but also to be an example of what exists, period. You know, a lot of people feel like they're alone in this world and they don't have nobody to relate to or that can understand them or, things of that nature. But my my existence and being on this platform is simply to let people know, you're not alone. That's what I always say, y'all. I'm not for everybody. Everybody is not for me. But who I am for, I will be for. And granted, I don't always know the lingo, the language, or how to always address or present myself to certain beings. I just be, I just be myself. And I feel like in this world, sometimes it's just too much. Expectations are really high amongst people in general. And not to say that they shouldn't be, but I feel like they really are sometimes in regards to certain things. And people just aren't open-minded enough or compassionate toward other people enough. A lot of people are judgmental based off of first impressions of what they see of other people. Someone might say that uh, my social media pages are a reflection of myself, and they are, truly they are. They are a reflection of my expressions and my being, and in this world that we have evolved into, social media presences are a thing, and people like to present themselves a certain way on social media. Some people create a whole nother identity and world for themselves on social media, and some people are really truthful to themselves in ways that they weren't able to be truthful to themselves in the circles of people that they were tangibly and physically around. So I have that understanding and understanding. However, all of that to say, in relationships, sometimes there comes a pregnant pause. What is that pregnant pause? That big moment of opportunity where something is coming forth to be birthed within the relationship, whether it's a growing together or a separating. But that pause has to come forth so that the birth can be recognized. Now, I'm using metaphors, essentially, but I hope you can understand what I'm saying. There are going to be some times in your connections, in your relationships with people, your friends, your family, what have you, where you're not going to always see things eye to eye. You're not going to always agree about things, and you might not even be able to talk about certain things with the people you love. But what I am finding out to be true for myself is that sometimes it's worth taking a step back to reflect on what's actually being said, what's actually happening, and to look within myself and to see where the discrepancies lie. Because there are three aspects of our being: there's the animal, there's the ego, and there's the higher self. And we oftentimes operate in the ego automatically without thought. But when we are triggered, a lot of times the animal comes out. That's the rah rah. I'm going to get you. I'm going to let you know this how I feel. This da 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 da. All that. And then the higher self is the one that is reserved in knowing that these expressions that have come forth have their purpose, but yet there's a greater cause. There's a greater message beyond all that. There's a greater opportunity for healing. And the higher self often doesn't get heard or seen unless we acknowledge it, because the animal and the ego is too busy taking over the show. I really hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Ooh, if this ain't for nobody else, it's going to be for me today. The soul inspiration today is about growth and expansion, y'all. How you connecting with other people. Sometimes you could have been, connected with somebody in your life, whether it's a partner, romantic partner, or a friendship for years. And how deep do you go with that? Like, a lot of people have what I call and this is just my perspective, superficial relationships where everything is surface level. You know, they be like, oh, that's my girl, that's my dude. We've been friends for so long, you know, but everything is surface level. Like they might hang out and chill and go places, but they never really get to the meat of issues, talking about things and how they feel about things. Like me, I'm a person with Virgo traits, personality, and characteristics. So I'm gonna tell her how it is and how I feel and how I be. But what I've learned about myself too, that I'm a compassionate person. I'm a considerate person, and I take into consideration people' feelings a lot of the time. I've done that a lot of my life, sometimes too much. Always trying to please the other people, especially my family. Lord, that's a whole nother story. But always trying to please the people and not really pleasing myself, you know? So I finally got to a place in my life when I realized that it's important for me to keep me first, to recognize what my thoughts and ideas are, to embrace me, and to love me, and to be okay with me loving me and expressing myself and loving myself the way that I have found ways to do that. You know, that those ways might not look like the right way to other people, but there is no wrong and right way to do things. This is me speaking from my perspective. Things just are, you know. Of course, there's the polaric, the polarities that are in the world, and those aspects. It's like, and forgive me for if I seem like I'm rambling, because I have so many thoughts that go on in my head, and I really be trying to be true to the moment and present in spirit. But it's like the seven laws, principles of the universe. If you have not read the Kabbalion, and I think I've said this before, take some time to explore it and really delve into it and read it and try to get some understanding in regards to those principles. Because within those principles, it allows you to take a look within yourself. Take a look within yourself and take a look outside of yourself at the world that we live in today and how things truly exist according to the laws of the universe. Okay, so sorry, I dropped my glasses. I'm not even wearing them right now, but um, this is important. This is important for me because honestly, it's an opportunity for me to release. It's an opportunity for me to vent in a constructive way while being a source of inspiration for someone else's soul. So honestly, I hope that this truly helps someone today. Um, whenever you should come across this video, relationships are not meant to be surface. That's my opinion. Not true, authentic, genuine connections, relationships in regards to partnerships, friendships, even business partnerships. They're not meant to be surface. There has to be levels of communication, dissecting, understanding one another, being compassionate toward one another. Um, being friends doesn't mean that you always agree with somebody. Being friends doesn't always mean that you always see the things that they see the way that they see it. Now, granted, you might have a lot of things in common, and you might have an understanding intellectually about a lot of things in the same way. However, there's always going to be something somewhere that is an opportunity for a tear, a place of growth, a pregnant pause. How are you going to deal with those moments? Are you going to allow the triggers that come forth within conversations or engagements and interactions with your friends or your partner or your family members? Or you are going to allow those triggers to consume you and let your inner animal come out and just run and rule everything? Or are you going to allow your ego just to speak for you while your animal is acting out? Or are you going to allow yourself to go through the transitions, the phases, and then come to yourself and realize, hey, I need to look within and see what's really going on inside of me? That's, to me, that's a moment of higher self-reflection, you know? Because a lot of times it's not really about the scenario at hand, but it's really about the emotions that are felt within the scenario at hand. So you got to dig deep for that. Like, why you feel the way you feel? Have you been harboring old emotions and feelings within yourself regarding this person? And now this scenario that's playing out brings those feelings up, and so you extra with it? Is that the case? You really got to look at that thing. And you also have to allow yourself to see what you need to see about yourself. I have always been one in the past to automatically go into defense mode when it comes to people coming at me with conversation. And I still do that sometimes. Lord knows I do. Um, but I've gotten a lot better with the growth that I have had within my self-work. Um, I feel that I have gotten a lot better in that area. I don't just automatically just go into rah-rah mode. I take time to consider, you know, what is being spoken and what's being said. And if I start feeling a way about it, I try to, most times in the moment, begin to ask myself, okay, why are you feeling like this? Now, it don't always happen. Sometimes, some scenarios and situations, it's easier to prompt myself to ask those questions, and other times it's like automatically the animal just come out. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for real? You came at me like that, for real? Like, yeah. So, growth and expansion requires self-work, period. It also requires work in relationships and connections with your partners, with your friends, with your family. People are not going to always be in a space to work through things with you, to want to have conversations with you, to work through things that you're concerned about, to grow your relationship and your friendship sometimes. And sometimes you got to give people space and time to be able to sort it out within themselves, and then y'all can come back together and talk about it. But like I said, a lot of times, sometimes people not willing. They're not willing to talk about it. They want to pretend like everything is good and move on to the next thing. And it's really not. And that's how things build and then later explode at a greater height, you know, because if you never resolve the true issue, emotion, the feeling about the thing, if you never truly resolve it, if you never have those conversations, if you never look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the questions, and then allow yourself to get to a place where you are calm within yourself and your higher self has come forth, and you bring that to the table with your friend, your lover, your family member, what have you. Until you can do that, It's not a moment of clarity. It's not a moment of resolution. You know, you got to be willing. And like I said, if the other party is not willing, then there's only so much work you can do with them. But you can do more work with yourself. You can resolve the things within yourself, because this journey is an individual journey. It's not a collective journey in the sense where I don't get to heal if my friend don't want to heal. That ain't how that works. You know, I don't get to heal if my mama don't want to heal. That's not how that works. Or my, anything. If I choose growth and expansion for myself, and I choose digging deep and looking within, no matter how much it hurts, but that's my choice. I've chosen it so that I can grow, heal, and move beyond that and see the darker sides of myself that I have not allowed to be revealed. Then that's an opportunity for me to do that, to grow, to heal, to expand. You know, a lot of people go with the flow. A lot of people embrace trends, and whatever the trend might be, they might embrace it for the moment, but they don't go into the depth of it. And I say that to say this. A lot of people are talking about shadow work right now. A lot of people are talking about self work and healing. This is the age of enlightenment, the age of Aquarius, you know? And a lot of people don't really understand to the extent how that is defined and what it really means. But they will pretend like they do. They'll pretend like they know, because they don't want to look ignorant. They don't want to look, like uneducated about it. I am a very intellectual being when it comes to me wanting to know things that I am passionate about or that I desire to learn and know about. So if it's a topic or a subject that I'm interested in, I'm going to go seeking research and finding the answer, get educated on it as much as possible. That's me. Everybody's not like that. Some people will just go with whatever information is given to them, and they live off of that. I try to get, you know, a level of understanding for myself in regards to any information that might flow to me, be presented to me. I don't just run with all of it. I see how it fits me. You know, if it fit, it fit. If it don't, it don't. But at the same time, I'm open to the ideas of other people. I take what what benefits me. Like, let's say I visited a land that was foreign to myself, and the culture of this land embraced being a certain way or doing certain things. Now, I may have never heard of the things that they talking about within their culture, but if it's something that I can benefit from, then I'm going to adapt to it and embrace it for myself, and it's going to become a part of my life. It's going to become a part of my lifestyle. And I say that to say that's how open I am to embracing things that will serve me. I don't have a problem embracing things that will serve my highest good in my journey in this life. But I do have a problem with how people perceive me to be, with expectations of expecting me to display myself or be a certain way according to what they desire for themselves or within their community or within their culture. You can't, I feel, you can't do that. Like, let a person be what they're going to be and how they're going to be. And if they flow into that, they flow into it. If they don't, they don't. Life is about birthright and freedom of expression. And a lot of times when people are in friendships, relationships, families, what have you, freedom of expression gets tainted. You know, a lot of people in America in this day and age still shun family members because they're homosexual. They're gay, lesbian, transgender, queer, whatever you want to call it. Not whatever in the sense of disregarding, but those labels. A lot of people who are living the life of such, and I am one of them, omnisexual, pansexual, what have you, who are living the life as such, their families shun upon them because they look at them. A lot of the ones who are shunned upon, look at their family members who are living in that way, of that lifestyle, as being heathens, sinners, because they're very religious folks. Their families might be very religious folk. And so they look at that way of living or that lifestyle for them as something that is unacceptable, abominable unto God, unto their God. And so therefore they treat their family members a certain way. Now, honestly, I feel that that is very judgmental. And being judgmental in that aspect is not of the God that I serve, that I embody, that I uplift. The God that I embody, uplift, and am one with is a loving God of all beings, in all fashions, in all ways. And my God is a God of evolution and growth and expansion and love, true love. Love covers a multitudes of things. So with all of that being said, I hope I have truly said something today to inspire your soul about growth and expansion in this season in regards to connections with your friends, with your family, with your business partners. And I mean, it's going to look different with, different scenarios and different connections. It's going to look different. However, it is up to you in every sense of the way, in every scenario, to do the work. Whether you are in a position to do the work with your partner, with your family, with your business partner, with your romantic lover, whether you are in position to be able to do it with them or not. Maybe it's like you start it on your own, and then, then you both come, or you all come together at a point, and then you collaborate together in that aspect of growth and expansion. Or maybe it never happens. Maybe you're on that journey alone and you just have to do what you do for you. Sometimes ascension and elevation looks like separation from certain beings. And it might not be forever. It might just be for a time, a day, 2 hours. I don't know. I'm just saying. But the point is, your journey is your journey. Everybody's journey is individual. Our perceptions about life in this world that we live in are individual. They're totally different. However, conversations and scenarios that come forth in your day-to-day life are happening for a reason. And you have to be in a position, if you want to grow, be in a position to be able to acknowledge that, and then go within and ask yourself the questions. What is the lessons that I'm supposed to be learning in this? If I've been triggered, why have I been triggered? What is this emotion and feeling that I'm feeling? Why do I feel this way? Ask yourself the questions. Do the work. Get the answers. And grow forth. If you have friendships, relationships, I've mentioned this book before. It's a book by Carl Stevens and Kenya K. Stevens. It's called Up Level Communication. If you have not heard of the book, please, by all means, check it out. It's on Amazon. Check out the book. It's a good book that gives information on great, healthy ways of communication, on how to communicate on levels that most of us were not privy of or exposed to in the culture and society of how we've been reared. And so it gives a whole new outlook on how to communicate from one being to another. I read the book. I try to use the tools, the resources, the methods as much as possible. It's good. It's good food for thought. It's good resources and tools to implement within your journey. Definitely. So I support that book. And so, just a little tidbit for you in that aspect. If you are looking for a starting point on knowing how to communicate with someone, and you might want to introduce your friends, your family, business partnerships to the concept in the book as well, so that you can be on the same page. It doesn't quite work if you know the information and they don't, and then you're operating within the steps and they're not. It doesn't quite work that well that way. But you should check it out. So if you're led to, I believe that it would be good for you. It's a good, beautiful, blessed day today. The sun is shining. The clouds are moving. The sky is beautiful. And I'm outside in nature. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. Today is a good day for me because it's been raining a lot in Charleston. That's where I'm at, y'all. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. It's been raining here like crazy. And I just needed a day of reprieve, a day of sunshine. And this might only be for a couple of hours because I'm sure it's probably going to storm later on today. This is what it's been doing every day. So that's why the clouds are moving out. But in the moments that I have an opportunity to just get outside and sit in nature and do the things that I need to do, I am blessed to do that, and I do it. So again, this has been the Soulspiration of today. Growth and expansion. The latter of this year, as we've already been told by the General Oracle card reading a couple of weeks ago, the latter of this year is focused on growth and expansion. What does that look like for you? Are you recognizing it within your life, whether it be in friendships, relationships, partnerships, career, living capacity expansion? Are you moving and relocating, going to new geographical areas? A lot of that is going on. So just be mindful that is the word. That is what is happening for the remainder of that is what is happening for the remainder of this year. So that's what's always going to be happening, but specifically that's the word that was given. I am going to be giving personal oracle card readings. If you would like to get your own card reading, please, by all means, contact me, and I will be of service unto you. If you are in need of assistance throughout this journey of life, and you have tapped into the cosmic realm, and you realizing that this is not only a life about being on earth, but it's truly connected to the cosmic realms, and that you are a galactic being, and you are wanting to know more about that, and in search of finding your true self amongst all things while living and thriving within this earth, I'm here for that too. I can be supportive in many ways. I honor the divine in you. Namaste. That is what that means. I honor the divine in you, and I want to support you in your individual journey within this lifetime as spirit guides lead. So with spiritual, intuitive consultation, I will support you and encourage you along your journey. My sessions are available by the hour. So my website, www.empressqueenkenya.com, you can check me out there. Get you a reading, get you a consultation, get you a plan to be on board with your spiritual growth. Embrace the reality of being and existing in a way that you have never done before. If you are interested in following me on social media, you can follow me at Galactic _Empress Queen Kenya for Soulspirational quotes, posts, If you are interested in seeing the tantric, sensual, sexual, expressional side of myself, you can follow me at Galactic Empress Queen 55. I so look forward to you coming into my world and sharing my views, perceptions, ideas that I have, and knowing and getting to know you and knowing more about you in your world. Our worlds can merge together as we become one, because we are one within this humanity, um, and within, yeah, humanity and society that we live in. We are one. We are one world, one consciousness, with many different levels and spectrums of things of sorts. So that is all. I won't be tarrying much longer. That is the word for the day: growth, expansion within relationships, friendships, partnerships, romantic encounters, etc. Allow yourself to go the depth. Do not be surface. If you are in a relationship and have friendships, friendships are relationships. Or if you are in a relationship and have friendships, you should not be surface at all. I mean, if it's authentic, genuine, and it's meaningful, there should be a depth of the connection. And those depths within connections require work, oftentimes. Allow those connections to help evolve you within your existence, because that's what they're there for. You might have a connection with somebody, and the connection might only last a month or so, but that connection has come forth so that you could evolve and grow into your next level of ascension. Yes, that is a truth. So, with all that being said, I bid you adieu. Peace, love, light, darkness be unto you. Balance is what I wish for you every day of your life. Ashe. One love.